Hey, what's up guys? Jacob here, back on the video. This video I'm going to be going over some replays from a viewer that's having trouble with the Bison matchup and see what I can do to help him. So I watched a lot of these replays already to kind of get like a good breakdown of what's going on. And it seems like there's a lot of work that has to be done just in general, I feel like. I think the problem is that even though Bison is hard, you still have to know, like, there's a lot of the basic fundamentals that you're missing as well on top of that for birdie. A lot of the matches I'm seeing that you're kind of like swinging a lot when on offense. I know it seems like you're fairly new with the character as well, so it's definitely when you're new to a character, and I don't know if you're new to the game too much, but yeah, there's a lot of problems going on that I'm noticing with when you're playing. So mostly it's just being ready to punish is one thing. That's punishable with the medium punch. It's just that you didn't react in time, which is fine. That happens. It's just always being ready is another thing. And I noticed that you're having trouble with the V-skill. Well, as I was watching the matches, I noticed that you got hit by, you didn't punish any of the V-skills that were coming out. That's what I was talking about when you're kind of swinging on offense. You woke up with Bullhorn, then you press Roundhouse again, and then you did EX headbutt there. So that sequence kind of tells me that, you know, you're kind of like swinging on offense. You know, there's no yeah, dropped it there. You're not anti-airing with crouch medium either. You gotta use crouch medium anti-air. You know, you could get so much off of that anti-air. Right as in the corner. Right, you got the you interrupted him, but you went for Bullhorn. I think the problem is, I think what you're trying to do is use, I think you're trying to do longer block strings or strings, like, you know, I don't know if you probably like, you know, learn more stuff, because I know this is an older match. I know you watched my video recently, maybe you picked up a lot of the block strings I was doing, but yeah. Okay, yeah, that was a bad situation there. He didn't punish the thing either, but yeah, I noticed that this Bison player is not really confirming a lot of his combos either. Like when he's doing the medium strings, he's not comboing. He's just either infernoing regularly or spending a bar to make it safe. But it's working, you know. It works for him. He's gonna keep doing it until you blow him up. Okay. Dead. Okay, you got a quick rise there. Don't stay put. That's negative. Didn't confirm in the V trigger. So like right here was your opportunity to activate in the V trigger. So you can just do like you could have done light kick into head or the bullhead. Light kick in the bullhead into V trigger your plus, or medium punch into medium bull head and your plus as well. And then you make him guess for game, well not for game, but make him guess, and then see what you can do from there. But since you didn't activate, you kind of just left there, and now he's just doing V trigger stuff to you. I'm also noticing the only time you do activate is when you're out in the open and you just pop the V trigger, which is bad with Birdie. Birdie is really negative when he pops any of his V triggers, so you have to try to activate it when you can. There's nothing wrong with activating it raw, but you got to make sure you're out of range. And again, you know, against a character like Bison that has a good sweep, has long distance, he's in V trigger at the time, so he can just teleport to you as well with the dive or the head stomp teleport into the hand. He went for V skill there, stuffed him out, and he went for the stomp bit. At that point, you would just like kind of out of options. But yeah, I'm noticing that there's a lot that needs to be worked on. No, the thing is, it's hard to go through trying to learn a matchup when you still have to learn, like you still have a lot of stuff to learn with the character with Birdie. There's a lot of things you're not doing as well, so it just adds to that. You know, you're not gonna be able to get through a matchup if you still need a lot of work with the character too. You know, and it's mostly probably not your fault. It's obviously when you're playing online, you know, in the lower ranks, you build up those bad tendencies and muscle memory. So you know, it makes a lot of sense. You know, what I did was play in tournaments when I was struggling at the lower ranks. Or I didn't really, yeah. When I was struggling, I decided to go to tournaments, and it literally just boosted me up like crazy. I played a basic character too. I played Ryu at the time, so I can just learn the game. So it builded that, you know, fundamental stuff. So yeah, but I'm noticing a lot of fundamental stuff that you're not really doing. Like fundamentally, you got to be a little more sound with the character. Okay, he's not confirming. You're not entering. You thought it was punishable. The regular ones are punishable, but not the EX. The EX is safe. Okay, you activated. Didn't interrupt that. Alright, he's just sitting there because he knows he could have punished that. That would have been the game right there. But yeah. Right, what's okay. Yeah, so I'm noticing just by this right here, I'm already like realizing that you're kind of just swinging a lot. You know what I mean? That just tells me like fundamentally you need some work. You know, I definitely see some like problems. You know, there you did the armor there. You shouldn't have done that there. You have to respect that. The thing is, like, he just canceled, you know, yeah. But I mean, not all Bisons cancel it, so I guess, but still. Karcha Medium still recovers even on when you do armor through it and he blocks. He could block it still, I mean. I'm assuming this is frustration, a lot of the stuff that he's doing right here. Okay. Death. Again, you get hit by the V skill. Okay. Alright, so yeah. Problem is, it's mostly it's a mixture of both. You know, you're not knowing frame data of the character, knowing how to punish fast, which takes a lot of experience and just playing a lot of matches. But also you have a lot of bad habits of kind of swinging when you're either frustrated or you're trying to get in. So this match you won right here, and a lot of it, when I saw it, I felt like it was just that you kind of were swinging and the player wasn't punishing you, so they just like pretty much got into it or whatever. Like they pretty much kept getting hit by it. You were swinging and they got hit, if that makes sense. That's pretty much what this match is. And yeah. So you go for the heavy chain again. It's not a bad option necessarily, but if okay, you confirm the combo. Okay. Yeah, by chance, you have to hold that there. Okay, went for the throw. Went for the meaty. That's not really, you could challenge that. Okay. When you're challenging, you gotta challenge with light kick a little bit more. Like, and you have to know your ranges too. It's hard though. I feel like you're not really seeing, like, it's more just that you're just deciding to wake up with it. I don't think you're like more like reacting to stuff. I think you're just doing it right now. But yeah. See right there, you just swing and he got hit. See, he tried to punish, he didn't know how to really punish right away, so you took advantage of that, and because you stuck this out, you got hit. Right? Okay, heavy headbutt. Not a bad option. You were close enough to get Crouch Fierce there. You could have got a meaty off of that with Bullhorn. Alright. Oh, I see. You're holding... Wait, what buttons are you holding? Alright, I think you might be overcomplicating stuff too. I don't know how you're holding Bullhorn and stuff. For the fact that you just link Crouch Fierce and the Bullhorn, EX Bullhorn, that means you're literally like, I think you're making the character harder to play than he needs to. I also don't know if you're playing on stick or not either. I know stick is slightly easier to play on. Alright. But yeah, a lot of things on those here, you're kind of swinging and the player's not punishing you, and you're just punishing them for not punishing you, pretty much, which happens. There are characters that literally are like that. Oh, let me do it.
Round one. Fight.
There are characters that are good because they're so good at punishing you for not punishing them. You know, they have special moves that whiff really fast, or they recover fast, so they just punish you for trying to punish them. Like Honda. Honda's a good example of that. You know, you can stick out certain things. They have a lot of fast recovery. I think, and I wouldn't say Borog much. I mean, with dash punch, if you don't punish it, it's on you in a sense. Stand roundhouse though is pretty spammable.
I'll eat something after this.
Reason why it's good against Borog, I mean Birdie, is because Birdie has a slow jumping, so he can recover in time from the roundhouse to anti-air me. Unless if I go for a jumping medium kick, which I'll be minus or 0 when I land, and he has a 3 frame. So yeah, that's the problem with that. I have to stay a little bit grounded. Not necessarily, but yeah, I don't have to. But yeah, that's a whole different matchup thing. Alright. So yeah, it's hard to pretty much kind of break down that, because I feel like you're kind of just swinging. You don't have like an offensive set play, I guess, or a sequence build up off of any of your moves. I don't know what you're using to charge Bullhorn either, which might be making it a lot harder for you. For me, I always use roundhouse to charge. You know, sometimes I hide it within jabs, like here. So how I charge it there after doing a jab. You know, you gotta make sure you hide it too. I know it's hard sometimes to hide it, but yeah, you want to hide it as much as you can. If you can though. It is hard though, it's hard. There's nothing wrong with sticking stand roundhouse out. You know, it's a very prioritized move. It's pretty good. You know, you get a lot off of it as well. But yeah, I feel like I don't know what you're charging though. I do use stand heavy punch around Bullhorn sometimes, but it's very like depending. That's what other situations I might get through one day or talk about one day. But yeah. So yeah, it's just knowledge, I guess. You don't have a lot of knowledge in the matchup, and you need more time. You need more time with the character too. I'm noticing as well. You need more time with the game. You know, it's good to play against high-low players because you will learn, but I say the best way to learn is go to tournaments where they're even higher low players, and they can actually like sit you down and talk to you about like confirming stuff like that. You gotta know what to do offensively. You know, you didn't even jump in on the player either. You stayed put too. I think I don't remember you jumping in a lot either. You mostly stayed grounded. You gotta test if a player can anti you or not. You know, because that could be literally the end all. You know what I mean? If a player is that grounded too, there's got to be some, you know, you got to test out the anti-airs, bro. You always have to switch it up. As much as you want to stay grounded, you have to try to jump in on a player to test their anti-airs as well. I know it can be hard if a bison's kind of flailing, scissor kicks and stuff like that, because then it's hard to kind of like, you know, get a good jump in on him. But yeah, I noticed that just in general, like the your fundamentals are a little bit lacking, I guess. Like when you get a knockdown, you know, try to go for the V skill. If the player starts using his V skill to punish you, then you have to try other routes to bait him at that point. And you were getting him to throw it out, and you could have punished him many times, but you weren't punishing the V skill. You know, the player literally could just take advantage of you for not punishing this at all. You know. I understand it's easy for me to just show this, like, oh yeah, you know, but yeah, it's, you gotta be able to react to this. I know you throw out this a lot, the crouch jab, so you gotta confirm that too. I noticed that you're trying to do a 3-hit string with it, which, like, I think what's happening is that you're seeing it too late. You're seeing that you got the hit a little too late. So because of you trying to get the combo really late, so what happens is that you're kind of doing this and you miss the combo. That's why it's always, you know, it's always good to practice confirming, but I know it's very difficult when you got a lot of other stuff to work on. It's definitely difficult. There's just so many things that I feel like your bird needs to work on. Now I don't want to feel like I'm like kind of constantly just like, what do you call it? I don't know, like, I don't want to feel like I'm scolding you or anything like that, or like, you know, I just trying to, like, I guess help you out in terms of like, because you need a lot of work on the fundamentals. I think the best thing to do is just watch high-low birdie play. You know, watch birdie players that are maybe just a little higher than you, a little higher level than you, like in gold or plat. You know, you don't have to watch me, because, you know, I don't. The thing is that at this level of like playing, like, it's a little different. Like the mindset you have to have than being in like the lower levels. It's a totally different mindset of what you're punishing people for, what you can get away with. So some of the stuff I'm doing might not work for the low level play, if that makes sense. So that's why I say maybe watch a birdie play that's just a little bit higher level. You know, maybe like gold or platinum, so you can kind of get that basic understanding of how he's winning at the lower levels and what he's doing to kind of blow people up. Because it's hard, you know. But I do see that you're trying, you know, you're trying to learn birdie though, and you know, it's hard. You know, the character's not that easy. It's definitely hard at the beginning to try to learn a character like this off the bat. He's very weird, he's a very awkward character, but yeah, you gotta anti-air though. You gotta use anti-airs, you gotta, you know, there's a lot. You gotta know meaty options too when you get the bullhorn, what you can do. I would say the best advice is just to, yeah, like I said, just watch players and you know, keep playing matches. You're gonna lose a lot. That's just the way it works. You're gonna lose against, you know, high-low players. That's the same thing that happened to me when I was starting off. I lost like crazy against players that were better than me. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. That's how you get better. You gotta take the L's. You gotta learn, and you gotta put the work in too. You gotta practice. You gotta lab. You know, you gotta practice yourself. You know, you could play a shit ton of matches and not learn anything. You know, you gotta lab and practice a lot of stuff. But you just, if you watch your matches, I'm pretty sure you'll see, like, you know, the V skill and stuff. But I know not everyone, you know, has time to freaking lab all that, or don't want to spend that much time just on one game. I definitely feel that for sure. You know, that's why I like don't play too much. You know, I play this game for like an hour or two and then I get off because I want to play something else or do something else. You know, so yeah, I understand that completely. But yeah, but hopefully this helped you out a little bit. I know I mostly just talked. I didn't really like play or doing much. yeah, hopefully that helped you out. It's just a lot of fundamental stuff you have to work on first before you try to focus on matchup stuff. Yeah, that's my advice, because it's hard. It's hard to just go into like learning a matchup. You know, when you have to work on your character a lot first. But yeah, you just need to practice a lot of practice strings, practice hit confirming before you know you tackle on trying to learn a matchup. You know, and focus on what your opponent's doing more too. You know, that's how you learn. You know, you see your opponent doing certain things, you're like, damn man, like I keep getting hit by this. Why I keep getting hit by this? You know, you gotta like think like that, like, and then practice. That's what motivates you to practice, because you don't want to keep getting hit by the same thing. So that should motivate you to want to keep going or keep practicing against it, and you learn. And then you start blowing things up. Then the player's like, oh shit, okay, you learn how to counter that. Let me do this now. Let me start doing that, mixing it up. You know. Then you start learning. You know, you need a lot of things to work on. A lot of approaches to when you have V trigger as well. You're just activating like raw to neutral a lot, and you know you did get lucky a couple times, but like yeah, you don't want to depend on the luck too much. But yeah, I hope I didn't. You know, I feel like I'm like kind of hammering a lot of stuff down. I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of stuff, but hopefully that it helped a little bit. But now I kind of understand that, you know, you kind of have to just like work on the character a little bit more before you try to tackle on that type of mindset of learning matchups. But yeah, again, thank you so much for, you know, the support as always. I appreciate you, you know, sending me, you know, the CFN, and so I can break down what you're doing wrong exactly. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's it. See you guys later.